Hello and welcome back to another classic WoW gold farming video. So today we will look at some gold farms for phase 6, where you can farm for specific items now and hold on to them and sell them in phase 6 to make even more gold. The reason you want to farm them now and keep them for phase 6 is because as these items becomes more known by the public, and the public starts focusing more on phase 6, these farms might become more popular, and therefore you will have a lot more competition when it comes to actually getting mob tags. While if you go here right now, you might be able to farm 24/7 without any competition at all. So in this video we will take a look at 3 different types of farms that I am doing right now to prepare for phase 6, and hopefully you find them useful. So here we go. Chillwind E'ko. So if you go to Winter Spring you will find tons of chimeras that you can kill. These chimeras are pretty much spread across Winter Spring, but you will find them very close to each other around Everlook and to the north of Everlook, plus you will find some to the west as well, so you can easily farm them anywhere in Winter Spring. I will show you 3 different screenshots just so you can get an idea of where you will find them. These chimeras drop something called Chillwind E'ko, which can be turned in for Juju Chill, which is a consumable that gives you plus 15 frost resistance for 10 minutes, which is a very powerful consumable that most people will use on possibly multiple boss fights inside Naxxramas, and definitely on the Saffron fight. These are fairly low risk, and it's almost guaranteed that they will go up in price for phase 6, so you could potentially invest in some of them as well, but in this video we are covering how you can farm for them. You can also skin these chimeras for rugged leather and chimera leather, but in my opinion the time it takes to skin isn't worth it, and unless you're a hunter or a warlock able to send your pet onto the next target, it will actually, in most cases, reduce your gold per hour from this farm. So just go for killing chimeras and looting them, and then find the next chimera and repeat that process. So I would advise you to download Farm Log, then go here and test this for an hour or 2, and check out how much gold you're able to make per hour right now, and then you can multiply that by like 1.5, or maybe even double that, and you will get your realistic gold per hour if you sell these in phase 6. I wouldn't be surprised if they double in value in phase 6, but I'm also not counting on it, so for safety, I just multiply the value of the farm by 1.5. Crystal Basilisk Spine. So this one might be a bit controversial, and might be an item some of you didn't know about, but I thought I would mention it because it is quite unique, and it could have some use in Naxxramas, even though I'm not sure exactly how useful it will be. However, before we talk about that, let's actually talk about the item. Crystal Basilisk Spine. Now this item gives you 10 frost resistance for a single minute on a 2-minute cooldown. For a boss fight under 3 minutes this can be used once per fight, but on a boss fight over 3 minutes this can be used twice per fight. This could be useful on bosses inside Naxxramas where there's a big burst of frost damage that needs to be resisted or avoided every now and then, or for a short period of time. It could be useful in boss fights that are less than a minute, or you could use it mid-fight as well, if there's a certain boss phase where you take frost damage, and you can burn through that phase in a minute. By using this item and getting that plus 10 frost resistance, you could potentially free up some other item slot to increase your DPS even further, giving you higher ranks, which we all love, am I right? It also gives you shadow resistance, which is also good inside Naxxramas. And that being said, once again, it lasts for a single minute, and here's the other negative part. It shares cooldown with other items like Health Stone, so if you use this, it will also trigger the cooldown on your Health Stone if you use Health Stones. It also shares cooldowns with your Mana Citrine and Mana Gems as a mage, so basically any conjured item. That being said, it does not share a cooldown with the Chillwind E'ko we covered earlier in this video, at least it's not supposed to. So you can get yourself plus 25 frost resistance only from these 2 consumables, which is pretty strong. I guess I never really told you where these bad boys drop from, but they drop from the Crystal Spine Basilisks in Stranglethorn Vale, and they are located in the northeastern and northwestern part of Stranglethorn Vale. Herbalism. This is something you can do as any class, but you need Herbalism, and you want to be high enough level to sneak past the mobs without pulling aggro, and loot the flowers without killing any mobs to increase the speed of which you can do it, and therefore also increasing the efficiency. As long as you're level 16, this is not an issue. And here's the thing, personally I have 2 herbalists, so on my main I will run laps around a zone like wetlands, where I'll find tons of herbs including both King's Blood and Grave Moss, both of which will be worth a fair bit in phase 6, and then once every hour I will log on my alt and do 5 quick resets of Scarlet Monastery as well, and run inside and loot the herbs inside there as well. Personally, I just do Cathedral and Graveyard when it comes to Scarlet Monastery, and doing 5 resets goes very quickly, like 10 to 15 minutes, and it really helps to add value to the gold per hour of my Herbalism sessions, since the herbs inside Scarlet Monastery are constant, and there's fairly little RNG involved. This little Scarlet Monastery Herbalism trick can be incorporated into anything you do to increase your efficiency, but I like incorporating it into my Herbalism farms when I farm for Grave Moss anyway, or whenever I farm for herbs like Firebloom. You can also do it while leveling alt, so for example you play your alt for 45 minutes, and then you log on your main and do 5 quick resets of Scarlet Monastery, and grab some flowers, then log back on your alt. Of course by doing this you also can't do any dungeons on your alt, since once again, dungeon resets are account wide. Actually, to make it even more clear so you're not wondering, the 5 resets per hour cap is account wide, so you can do 5 resets per hour per account, but the 30 resets per day limit is character specific. On top of this, I would also recommend you do the Wetlands Herbalism farming route, where you literally just run laps around wetlands and gather flowers. You will find tons of rooseweed over there, which are used in the elixir of poison resistance, and you will find some grave moss at the graveyard in the northern part of wetlands, which are used in the shadow protection potions. You will also find some strangle kelp along the water side, which are used in nature protection potions, life root, which are also used in nature protection potions, and you will find tons of King's Blood and Mage Royale, where you can also find Swiftthistle, which sells for about a gold each. Personally, I'm able to make about 100 gold per hour from farming Herbalism in wetlands, so go and give it a try and see how much you are able to make. There are obviously other things you can do as well to prepare for phase 6, and I have made a video covering the Argent Dawn, Naxxramas attunement, and Stratholme Holy Water usage in Naxxramas a couple of weeks ago. That is also worth a watch if you are preparing yourself for phase 6. Phase 6 might still be a couple of months away, but the earlier you start preparing, the more gold you will both save and make. So go check out these farms, test them out, see how much gold you're able to make with today's prices, and keep in mind that the value will most likely increase in phase 6, so keep the items until then. And if you did find this video informative or helpful, it would mean a lot to me if you click on that like button down below, and leave a comment once you tested the locations telling me how much you're able to make from them. And that's it guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.